Hello, good evening, all. Spiritist Yella is back from a very busy schedule. So I finally had some time to do a new card reading for you all. So, with some shaking, we can start a very small but hopefully interesting reading. Okay, let's start with the current moment. We have the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is all about perception and deceivement. And because it's a swords card, it mostly in our own minds. It's a card that tells you that at this very moment, you need to rethink a lot of things. You have a lot of feelings about a situation where you're in at the moment. And the feeling I get is that you're not looking at it from the right perspective. You're looking at it from your own experience, but this time it's not actually what is really happening. So the queen actually asks you to step aside for a moment and reflect on all things and try to look beyond the things you know, because you won't find the answer, the solution to the challenge that you are facing now from that point of view. Maybe you need some advice from other people, people who do not know you, um, people who, yeah, can look with fresh eyes to the situation. So it would be a wise thing to ask advice, professional advice, perhaps, or advice from people who are not close to you, because you need a completely different point of view. And relax a bit, because if you look at the queen, she's reflecting, she's not doing anything. The sword is also facing down, so she's actually resting and reflecting and maybe letting it all go, because at this point she has no control over the situation at all, and overthinking it like crazy will only make things much more difficult, because you get in the loop of thinking, of thoughts, of and then you won't get out of it. You will be completely trapped inside your head. So at this moment it is very important to step out of it, out of the situation, take a rest, take advice from other people, and try to look at the situation with fresh eyes. Now, if we look at the past, the things that led to the current situation, we have the devil. And the devil is the card of all material things and desire. Um, what were you striding for? What were you trying to achieve? It feels like, especially because it's a mental issue, it's some kind of obsession. Maybe that's the thing you need to let go, an obsession. Because if you look at the devil, the people which are chained are not actually chained at all. They can step right out of their bonds. So it's something they do willingly. So step out of it. Because chasing a desire which gives you almost a mental meltdown is not a good option for you. There's also Capricorn in the card of the devil, and I know Capricorns can be very stubborn, very persistent, and also it makes me feel that that obsession has something to do with values. because Capricorns also have very strong norms and values, and sometimes they really get in the way because you're so stubborn to let them go and it blocks everything around you. Sometimes there needs to be a little bit more flexibility. So something has triggered you, I would say, and made you very persistent in your values, in your beliefs, in your desires. So try to find what it is. And the way you do that, to do that, is to step out of the situation and ask maybe a non-biased person to look with you. If you move to the future, we have the Three of Discs, and it's, you see Ra, you see Thoth, and you can say you see Imhotep because they're building a step pyramid. Let's say the pyramid of Giza. Also, it's an alchemic construction. So do some research, put in the work, because these cards are not saying you're on the wrong track. These cards are saying you got a little bit too much in your head and it blocks your growth. And like you see, the pyramid is almost finished. So go further. And very important, while you're building your pyramid, others are also building their pyramids. And don't get envious. It's strange that I get that feeling, but maybe there's a little bit of envy somewhere. And maybe the mental issue is the comparison to other persons. It could be. And then it makes sense why you're in your head, because when you compare yourself, your life and yourself with other people, it will always be blocking your energy levels, because you can't compare with anybody else. You know, it's, you are you, they are they, and your path will never be exactly the same. You can't compare. Your virtues are different, your goals are different, your what you find meaningful in life is different. So you can't compare with other people. You can get inspired by other people, like, oh, they are doing it that way, oh, that's interesting. But you can also choose for, oh, they're doing it that way, I want it too. You know, it's a different way of seeing things. Or maybe, because I talked about values, you see people doing things which make you really angry because it's not on the same level as your way of thinking, as your goals, as your achievements, as your values. Let them be. It's not your responsibility. They live their lives and you live yours. And that's it. Just focus on your growth, on your path, on your journey. And like I said in a few posts earlier, life isn't a competition. Life isn't a race. It's a journey. And each person's life is their own journey. So be inspired by other people, even when they're doing things wrong. You can be inspired, like, that's not the way I want to live my life. And you can do the opposite. But don't put too much thought and energy in other people's lives, and just try to be in the moment. And for this moment, to be in the moment, you need to step out, clear your mind so that you can see things clearly again. Because now the path, like on this card, you have the Tree of Life. It's a pathway to into materialization. It's completely clouded. So take a rest, step out, talk with other people, and try to get the fresh perspective you absolutely need at this very moment. And it will make sure you can start building again. Very small reading, but wow, it had a lot of punch. So let me know in the comments what you thought of this reading, how it influenced you, And I think we'll see each other next time. Oh, and before I forget, if you want a personal reading, just send me a message and we'll see what time I can be available for you. I hope you have a lovely week. And for all the Belgians, happy national holiday.